Yo, what's up guys? It's Mixnub here, and in this video I'll be sharing with you how I produce my beats. Basically, I'll be breaking down this beat and you'll be seeing the things I did on this beat. So relax and enjoy the process. So you can hear it's a very simple beat and it's not yet arranged. The whole purpose is just to show you my starting process, how I make beats from scratch. Before we go ahead, if you've not subscribed to this channel, please do so. Also, click on the like and notification button as well to help grow this page. The first thing I do when I'm creating my beat is to set the BPM, and on this beat the BPM is 85. The next thing I did was to lay down some chords, and this is how it sounds. So I used a stock plugin called the Vintage Electric Piano, and on this piano I used a preset called the Wally 240V. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but that's the preset I used. On the piano I added a chorus plugin. Now this chorus plugin I used the pad enhancer. So I'm going to play a before and after so you can hear what this chorus plugin is doing on the piano. So you can hear exactly what this chorus plugin is doing on the piano. On this beat I used two shakers, and this is how the shaker sounds. The first shaker sounds. I got this shaker loop from the Logic Pro X loop, so I just dragged and dropped on the project, and I used an equalizer on the shaker to remove the low end and high end a bit. So I removed 475 hertz. I used the low shelf filter and also removed 8800 hertz. I used the high shelf filter to reduce the brightness of the shaker. So I'm going to play before and after so you can hear what this equalizer is doing. So it's still having that fullness and richness. So I just took out those frequencies that won't be needed on this shaker. After adding a shaker, I went ahead to add the percussions, and this is how it sounds. For my percussions and my kick, I make use of this ultra beat. So whenever I'm sequencing my percussion and my kick, I make use of this plugin to help me do that. I added an equalizer on the percussion, and on this first percussion I used a high shelf filter, a low shelf filter to remove 76 hertz and minus 24 dB of gain reduction. And on this other end I used a high shelf to remove around 5200 hertz and minus 18.5 dB of gain reduction. The reason why I did this is to make the percussion feel more warmer. So I did the same thing on the second percussion. I removed the same amount, 76 hertz and minus 24 dB for the low end, and the high end I reduced around 5100 hertz and just minus 5 dB of gain reduction on this percussion. So let me play for you before and after so you can hear what this equalizer is actually doing on the percussion. So you can hear how warm it feels when I engage the equalizer. So let me off the metronome and play it before and after so you can feel what it's doing better. So it feels more warmer. So that is the whole purpose of using this equalizer on the percussion. So the next thing I did was to add the second shaker, and this is how it sounds. I added the second shaker because the first shaker wasn't giving me the groove or the vibe I needed for this particular beat. So I added the second one. I used an equalizer as well on this shaker, and I used the low pass filter to remove about 475 hertz of the low frequency and minus 24 dB of gain reduction. So I'm going to play before and after so you can hear what this equalizer is doing. So you can hear the shaker sounds more cleaner. So that's what this equalizer is doing. Moving forward, I wanted the beat to sound unique, so I reversed the chord I played on the E piano. So this is how it sounds. So let me walk you through how I actually did this. I took this E piano and I bounced it. I bounced the chord to an audio file. On this audio file, I then cut the starting point of each audio file. I did something like this. And then went to the individual file, went to function and reversed it. So as you can see, it's reversed. Then I added a fade in and a fade out just like I did below. So let me slow for you so you can hear that it's the same thing. So that's how I did that. So on the reversed E piano, I added a chorus plugin and I used the presets Glamourine Chorus. So let me play for you before and after so we can hear exactly what this chorus plugin is doing on this reverse E piano. That is what I did on the reversed E piano. So let me play the beat with other elements I've explained and showed you guys and see how it sounds together. As you can hear, the beat is already coming together, and this was when I decided to add the kick to the beat, and this is how it sounds with the rest of the instruments. On the kick, I used the ultra beat to sequence the kick, and I used an equalizer on the kick as well to remove the high frequency because it's not needed on the kick. So I used the high shelf filter to remove 5100 hertz, and it's 15 decibel of gain reduction I did. I'm going to play it before and after so you can hear exactly what this equalizer is doing on the kick. Yeah, so the equalizer is taking off that high frequencies that is giving the kick a bite. The next thing I did on this beat was to give the beat more feelings. So I added the pad, and this is how it sounds. On the pad, I used a stock plugin called the ES2, and I used a preset from the synth pad called the Dark Pad 03. You can call it Dark Pad 03, whichever one. After then, I added an equalizer here to take the low end out. I took about 100 hertz and minus 24 dB of gain reduction. Then I added a doubler. So just as the name implies, it's a doubler. Yeah, so let's play the part so you can hear what the doubler is actually doing. As you can hear, the pad is sitting properly because I shaped it with the equalizer and I added a bit of width to it. So that is what I used this doubler and EQ for on this pad. So let's hear it with the rest of the instrument I added earlier on. The beats won't be complete without a bass, so I added a bass. Let's hear how it sounds. So it's actually a very simple bass line, and I used this stock plugin called the ES1 to create the bass line. On the stock plugin, I used the preset from the synth bass called the sub bass. So that's the preset I used from this ES1 synth. And on the bass, I added an equalizer. This equalizer is really not doing much. It's just taking out the low end that will cause rumble later on the beat. So I took out 30 hertz or 30.5 hertz, 24 dB. So it is just with the high pass filter. And finally, the last element I added on this beat is a hi-hat. And this hi-hat is from my drum samples. So let's listen and hear how it sounds. So I used an equalizer on this particular hi-hat. So I used a high pass filter to remove 5000 hertz of frequency and 24 dB of gain reduction on this hi-hat. Then I used a tape delay to add swing to the hi-hat to make it sound interesting. And this tape delay, I used the 8th notes to do that. So let's hear how it sounds with and without this tape delay and equalizer. So you can hear how interesting this hi-hat sounds. So guys, this is how I make my beat from scratch. If there's anything you want to know or you want me to explain further, leave it on the comment section and I will get back to you on that. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification button. Also follow me on my social media platforms. The link is on my description. So thanks for watching and see you soon.